Hello, welcome to our News Broadcast Daily, and following Saturday's headlines.
Government convenes regular meeting. FDI in Vietnam surges in first 5 months of this year. A charity music performance took place in Hanoi to raise funds for underprivileged children.
The Vietnamese government convened its regular meeting in Hanoi on May 26th to discuss the country's socio-economic performance in May and the first 5 months of this year. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng chaired the event.
The cabinet members said in the first 5 months of the year, the country's macroeconomy was kept going in the right direction, with inflation put under control, prices stabilized relatively, and lending interest rate slashed. Social security continues to be ensured, and the life of people, particularly the poor, ethnic minorities, and unemployed ones, was paid due attention. These gains, however, unveiled problems facing the national economy, said the cabinet members. The agriculture, forestry, aquaculture, and industry and construction sectors are grappling with difficulties. The differentials between mobilizing interest rates and lending ones was slowly narrowed. Restructuring commercial banks, settling non-performance loans in the banking system, and removing obstacles to the real estate was slow. Addressing the meeting, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng requested ministries, sectors and localities not shirking from the goals of containing inflation and stabilizing the macroeconomy, as they are decisive preconditions for realizing other goals. He also underscored the need to achieve a sustainable growth rate to avoid generating inflation hike and impacts on the economic restructuring process. The cabinet members suggested being more drastic in solving difficulties and promoting production and business. In the short term, they said it is necessary to retract and timely adjust unsuitable mechanisms and policies. Investment and trade promotion activities should be further improved, while restructuring public investment, state-owned enterprises, and credit organizations should be speedy. They also proposed paying greater attention to vocational training and job and income generations for laborers, especially rural workers and those from distressed enterprises. They suggested increasing investment for the public health care, strengthening control and prevention of epidemic diseases on humans and crop plants and livestock.
Vietnam has witnessed a surge in newly registered and additional foreign direct investment (FDI) in the first 5 months of this year, totaling $8.51 billion. It was an increase of 8.9% over the same period last year.
The country's licensed 398 FDI projects with newly registered capital of more than $5 billion, are 5.8% from last year. Authorities also permitted 160 others to have additional capital of $3.42 billion, an increase of 14%. According to the Foreign Investment Agency under the Ministry of Planning and Investment, an estimated $4.58 billion from the FDI projects has been disbursed over the last 5 months, representing a year-on-year increase of 1.6%. The processing and manufacturing industries still top the list of 18 sectors that received foreign investment. They were followed by the property, wholesale and retail sectors. According to the agency, among the 40 countries and territories that have invested in Vietnam, Japan ranked first with newly registered and additional capital of $3.6 billion in the reviewed period. It was followed by Singapore with $2.3 billion and Russia with $1 billion.
According to the General Statistics Office, Vietnam welcomed 2.9 million foreign arrivals in the first 5 months of this year. The figure showed a decrease of 1.4% against the same period last year.
The number of arrivals to Vietnam by air was down by 3.4%, while those traveling by land and sea routes increased by 9% and 4% respectively. The decrease was attributed to the impacts of the global economic downturn that led to cautions in business of investors and spending on tourism among people. Quality of tourism services was also blamed for hindering the promotion of Vietnamese image to international friends. As a measure to clamp down on crime against foreign tourists, the Hanoi Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism plans to launch 2 hotlines. The hotlines will run around the clock. 4 operators will notify relevant authorities of any incidents reported by tourists so that they can be promptly settled. The move comes as the municipal tourism sector discovered that tourists have been the target of theft, fraud and overcharging, which has damaged the image of the capital city in the eyes of foreigners.
Hoi An Asian town in central Quảng Nam province has launched its plan to turn the locality into an eco-city. The plan has received a positive response from local people.
Under the plan, each kind of tree is grown for its trees. The golden shower tree, known by the scientific name Cassia fistula, is chosen for many ancient trees. The bright yellow of the flower colors trees in the summer sunshine. It is harmoniously combined with dark green of ancient moss and grown roof tiles. With the residents of the towns always respond positively to tree planting policies. Green trees are vital to trees, and especially those in the town, as they help create beautiful scenery. Around 9,500 trees, including Cassia fistula, flamboyant, and queen flower, have been planted along the town trees since 2009, when the green tree planting projects were implemented. The Hoi An Public Works Company has set up a plan to protect perennial and ancient trees in the rainy season, especially those with historic and cultural value. Since the green tree planting project was launched, the Hoi An chapters of Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, the Women's Union, the Labor Federations and local enterprises have worked together to create today's green and beautiful trees. A harmony of trees and architecture not only create the town's natural beauty, but also plays an important role in protecting the local environment. As a World Cultural Heritage Site, Hoi An is surrounded by fields and has a river that runs through the town, which is advantageous to building an eco-city.
To encourage children to read more books during the summer, Central Thanh Hóa Province, in conjunction with the Kim Dong Publishing House, held a book exhibition and launched a book room on May 25th.
At the exhibitions, 1,500 copies of 500 book titles for children were displayed. Apart from Vietnamese famous books featuring the life of the late President Ho Chi Minh and Vietnam history and land, children had a chance to discover world-class literature works such as Dr. Abolit, Without Family, and Noble Heart. On the occasion, 380 free reading cards were presented to outstanding students of 14 local primary and secondary schools, and 500 books and magazines were given to children coming to the exhibition.
A charity music performance themed Happiness Lies in Sharing was held in Hanoi on May 25th to raise funds for over 1,000 underprivileged children in the capital city and northern provinces.
The program was co-hosted by the Vietnam Youth Education Support Center under the Vietnam Study Promotion Association and the Youth Connection Club on the occasions of Children's Day, June the 1st. This was the third time the event has been organized to raise funds to support children with disabilities and HIV infection and Agent Orange dioxin victims. There was also an opportunity for the children to meet and share their daily life. All money collected from the event will be donated to over 1,000 children in Hanoi and provinces of Nam Định, Hà Nam, Vĩnh Phúc, and Điện Biên.
And that concludes our V News today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.